Neo, so, Neo, so, Neo, so, Neo, so, Neo, so, that Neo on the show. When Neo, so, Neo, so. Ladies and gents, welcome to the show. Neo, so, Neo, so, Neo, so. If you ain't into poetry, I think it's time to go. Neo, so, Neo, so, Neo, so. We got a lot of lyrics that you see on the show. Neo, so, Neo, so, yeah, yeah. Whenever they get finished, you gon' be wanting some more. Neo, so, Neo, so. In a minute. Come over here and peep some of this poetry. Blowing with my lyrics, yeah, that's the meaning of poetry. I really like rhyming, that's your only way of knowing me. Tell your friends and family to come watch some NeoSoul with me. Ladies and gents, welcome to the show. NeoSoul, NeoSoul, NeoSoul. If you ain't into poetry, I think it's time to go. NeoSoul, NeoSoul, NeoSoul. We got a lot of lyrics that you see on the show. NeoSoul, NeoSoul, yeah, yeah. Whenever they get finished, you gon' be wanting some more. NeoSoul, NeoSoul, NeoSoul.
God did that, you see how?
I'm Derrick Wimbley, aka N-Tellect, poet in Atlanta, Georgia, CEO of Eboni Productions. We do neo-soul events, poetry, live bands, hip-hop, conscious music. Just bringing, a different vibe to Atlanta, along with the vibe that's already here. We do a show called First Friday Soul Sessions, which is a live band with 85 Connect. Dish Out Restaurant, Stone Mountain, Georgia, every first Friday of the month, called First Friday Soul Sessions. You can find us on Facebook, First Friday Soul Sessions as well. We do vendors and we support black businesses.
I've been traveling this universal maze, this matrix called life, searching for that angelic being, that Nubian queen, that mother of civilization, that black woman. I'm not talking about any black woman. I'm talking about the right black woman for me. I'm anxious to tell her that her search is over and I'm here to do things that no other man has done, and while life has been passing her by, now that I'm here, life has only just begun. This black woman will have to open her eyes, which are the doorway to her mind, which is the link to her soul, exposing the very nakedness of her innermost self as she awakens from a coma-induced sleep, and know that despite what society says, all brothers don't creep. I need her to know that she and I existed in the perfection of darkness before the first words were spoken, before the first ray of light shined as we continue to manifest out of her divine creation, before the existence of this polluted, dirty world of sin. So I'm asking the Creator to deliver it to me so I can inhale her pure angelic essence, to clear my lungs and cleanse my soul so I can breathe again. I'm not talking about any black woman. I'm talking about the right black woman for me. I want to be her dark cup of coffee, pure, black, and strong, with no sugars or creams. And for her to know that despite what her girlfriend says, that good black men do exist outside of her dreams. I want to be more than that brother who sits in and out of her bed late at night after hanging out with his boys only to disappear before the sun comes up. I want to be the answer to her prayers, the man that wipes away her tears, the man that takes away her fears, the man that's there throughout the years, that lifelong lover. Black woman, this may seem like it's all about you or this is all about me, but it's about us. Being in tune with one another in our creative vibration, walking in harmony with nature to the beat of life's rhythm while you and I rise to a higher spiritual elevation. I'm not talking about any black woman. I'm talking about the right black woman for me.
Poetry, spoken word is a powerful tool to get different messages out to the community, the audience. I love doing what I do. I've always been poetic to a certain degree, and I've learned so much over the years. I think I started in '98. Saul Williams was my inspiration. He did a show here in Atlanta, and I talked to him, and he just inspired me. I had written poetry in high school, played football. Football and poetry didn't kind of go together, and I stopped writing. And just kind of went through some things in life and started writing again. And I started coming out to the open mics in Atlanta and just met some of the most powerful, influential people that I've ever met. And it's been a great blessing ever since. And I just think it gives us an alternative for entertainment and education at the same time. So that's what I do.
I like applause. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. But yes, I'm Lady B, the poet. I'm out here to support my girl Camila Montgomery and her feature. tonight, so definitely go on artoutloudatl.com and check out the event calendar. How long did you expect us to wait for your permission? Submissively twisting our lips to be held under shackle, lock, and key, reaching our fingers to the heavens with the answers to the questions, begging for your attention, begging for acknowledgement, recognition, twitching like electric shocks, the cat of nine tails, back lashes, flash back into times when our screams pierce the night like your music. Tune it up for the good old boys to see how we learn our lesson, stressing and squirming as we watch branches being ripped from our ancestry's tree. We see clearly through the lies and the deception, hidden agenda, the splendor of our silence that's been your safe haven for years, shucking and jiving, hiding in the shadows, restraining our voices, black-faced makeup running down like rivers of hell-back tears. How long did you think we'd be quiet? Doors slammed in our face if we tried it, speaking truth out loud. Crowds of us speaking defiant, refusing to obey the fear you've instilled in us, hesitant to even trust ourselves, hesitant to utter our next word, tea kettles bubbling over with hot pent-up pressure. These mind scriptures and parables must be heard to teach the future generations. This nation can't see any justice with the blindfold tied tightly across eyes, blurring any sight of what's fair and what's right. If I choose to continue my legacy, my children's children will see, hear, learn, and be all the lessons I must pass to them. The chapters of the history books being ripped out of public school curriculums. The trailblazers, inventors, innovators with skin like mine, they aren't mentioned to the masses, only whispered to some. I must carry the torch in these verses and songs. I must be the voice that gets ignored on the news, the interview of what really happened to the body. This underground story will save my life and others. Told through my eyes of perception, the world will feel its concept. I must be the words that are often muzzled, chopped, and screwed. Unapologetic truth will no longer be silenced. It's a matter of my life or death.
Solo artist and the founder and promoter of the Soulful Series. The Soulful Series is a mobile concert series where we present independent artists from all over the world. It's mobile. It's been presented in as far away as Paris, France, and as locally as here in Atlanta. But we feature all kinds of underground artists, soul, progressive, jazz, the works, you name it. I've been singing as long as I can remember, but professionally for about the last 15 or 20 years.
What I want to do right now is share an original piece with you guys from my album called My Beautiful Ugly. And this next song that I'm going to do is called Naked. And when I sing this song, lots of times people are thinking that I'm talking about physical nakedness. And don't get me wrong, I like physical nakedness. But in this particular song, I'm actually talking about transparency. Being able to share all of yourself with the people that say they love you. So we're going to try to work this out. This is my first time doing it with the band, so it may be a slight remix, but we're going to make it happen, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It gives me an opportunity to share my heart and soul with the world. So as far as writing, I've always been a writer. That's how I share what I feel. I decided to pursue it professionally in my 20s when I realized that it gave me a lot of joy on the inside when I was sharing on stage. So about 2021 is when I really jumped into the pool. That song was entitled Naked, and Naked for me was inspired because lots of times people talk about loving you, and they really mean loving you as long as you're being what they want you to be. And my desire with that song was to share that real love is about vulnerability and transparency, being able to be completely naked, mentally, spiritually, physically, all the above. The label I've given myself is a creative self-expressionist because I love all forms of music, but we do have to kind of be categorized for marketing purposes, so I definitely consider myself a jazz soul artist. Well, if someone would want to connect with me at a later date, you can find me on social media. You can find me at my website, which is www.iamtwinspirit.com. You can also find me on Facebook under Twin Spirit. I am on Twitter under Twin Spirit World, and on Instagram under Twin Spirit as well, and I hope to connect with y'all. Hi, I'm Twin Spirit, and you are watching NeoSoulTV. So you guys don't know me, but my favorite thing to talk about is love. Love of self, love of community, love of the people around you. Giving love, sharing love, making love, all that stuff that excites me. So I want you guys to do something for me, okay? Can y'all put your hands together? Come on, put your hands together. All right. Y'all doing a good job. They say I'm crazy, the way you got me open, baby. I love my background. They say I'm bugging, the way I'm sweating your love, baby. We all sit and wonder why this feeling cannot hide. It ain't a question of pride, no. It's love. It's love. Yeah. The way you got my whole life to be. They said I'm no
My gates are open to this realm in the son of the dawn. My gates are open to this realm in the son of the dawn. His practice being a thief so he don't set off alarms.
Come on, dude.
Woo. My gates are open to this realm in the son of the dawn. His practice being a thief so he don't set off alarms. Come on, we offer to play cards. Yeah, but with my life, know how I got these scars. Bars. I make the moon sing when I fight through sleep. I make the moon sing when I fight through sleep. If I don't make it through the night, what's to come in the morning? My daffodil is crying while the sun is yawning. Stop tripping like that and thank God that I'm here. I make the moon sing when I fight through sleep. If I don't make it through the night, what's to come in the morning? Stop tripping. Okay, that's right. Stop tripping, little ma. I made it back to breakfast. 7 a.m. while you writing that onion. I know you was worried, but baby, I'm here. I make the moon sing when I fight through sleep.
Welcome back to NeoSoulTV. It's your girl, Melly Mel. I have a special treat for you all. Right now, in the universe is Married But Single. It's a stage play that addresses relationships, marriage, and life in our community. Here in the set right now, we have SHARON Tomlinson, who is the marketing director and tour manager for the play, and also the owner and CEO of Studio 11 Films. SHARON, how you doing, girl?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for showing. We have so many questions. We've got layers upon layers upon layers of issues to address and speak that life.
People hear the title Married But Single, they automatically assume that, you know, there's a lot of cheating going on and situation, and really it does have a spiritual undertone with it as well, to just reconnect people and put things in perspective when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to, you know, what you expect out of someone as far as a commitment is concerned. You know, it speaks to, you know, temptation, you know, in marriages, when people are tempted to, you know, step outside of their marriage. But when you have strong individuals that can stand up for your marriage, even when your spouse is not there, it touches on that. It touches on, you know, self-esteem issues with, you know, single women who are just looking for love and willing, you know, wanting to accept anything. So, you know, it has, you know, different relationships that really kind of bring it together. He is writing part 2 to it, you know, so I think the beauty of this particular production is that it has legs to grow, and because the subject matter is so, you know, out there, that, you know, if he's, when you can create a part 2 and a part 3, then, you know, he listens to the audience, and it really is a living art. And, you know, and when you hear the feedback from the audience and you see the responses and people can identify with a character up there, then you can say, you know what, I want to expand this character's, you know, being to give even a bigger message, to address some of the things that people are really personally dealing with, and then people can walk away and say, you know, I got something out of that. Then you know that you're creating a great piece of art.
And a lot of platforms just don't feed that type of conversation.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes, you know, art imitates life, life imitates art, and you go in this, you know, kind of circle, chasing each other's tail. But you brought up something interesting about the characters, right? So I looked at the cast, and although I haven't seen it, the cast members come with a little bit of a backstory from our experience with them in, you know, pop culture. So you've got like Carl Payne, you've got Chrisette Michelle, you got Lisa Ray. You've got these actors and actors that we identify with in terms of TV and some of their personal life, you know, relationships.
Right.
So bringing that backstory into this story, how do you think that, I mean, I know it feeds into it. I know it
absolutely.
fuels it.
Absolutely.
To what degree do you think?
I mean, I take Lisa Ray, for instance, you know, really good friend of mine as well. And, you know, people kind of have Chi-Town, that's right. Are you from Chicago?
Yes,
okay, all right.
Low end, south side.
Okay,
yes,
me too.
Okay.
South side. Awesome. So, you know, the thing is, and a lot of people know her story when she was the first lady of Turks and Caicos,
Right.
and went through a situation as far as being married,
Right.
and, you know, her relationship. So she can definitely identify from that perspective of someone who has been married, who still wants to be married, you know, went through a divorce, and, you know, has to play this character who wants somebody to truly commit to her. And, you know, through the dynamic of what she goes through in the play to get him to finally commit, you know, is something that she brings to the table, because she had, you know, she already has lived through that situation in her real life, you know. And of course, you know, Carl Payne, his character is called Pimpin' Pete, but Pimpin' Pete, he doesn't have any girls around him, but you know, but he has, you know, it's identified even in that he has his own struggle with personally what he deals with committing to women, you know. So he's created this character for himself to kind of just camouflage his truth, mask his true feelings, you know. And you have a lot of brothers out there that don't want women to know, you know, they're more sensitive sometimes than women, but they're guarded. So you have that. And then, you know, you have you know, Samson Logan, who is he's married, and, you know, has the temptation of Chrisette's character, you know, where they were old friends and they run back into each other and they want yeah, a little bit of friends and lovers, there you go, you know. And it speaks to being married but, you know, living a single life and having to, you know, stop that temptation and really bring God back into the situation to say, you know, we can work through this together, you know. And that's, you know, so it's some really, really good characters. And when those individuals that have personal experiences can bring that to the set, then it's more authentic, you know, and it brings the production to life better.
What's going on, guys? So I am in Los Angeles, California. I'm at a theater with all of the actors from the play Married but Single. This is really, really exciting for me because, you know, you guys know that I'm not in many plays. I don't do much acting, but from time to time, I like to get my hands dirty and just be on the play scene, because for me it's a lot of fun. But this time is especially special because we're coming out with the Milestone album and we're about to go out on the Milestone tour. So this Married but Single tour doubles as a promo tour for my upcoming album. It's going to be a really, really exciting but stressful time because I'll be doubling doing single release parties and Milestone pre-album release concerts while I'm on tour with Jecaryous Johnson's play Married but Single.
But you just said I said okay. Okay, I didn't actually think you was gonna step out on your marriage.
Okay, Lance, calm down. My bad.
Look, you're right. Marriage don't make it perfect, but it makes it worth it.
We're having so much fun just getting to know each other and getting to know our parts. Everybody brings something completely different to the table. So all the things that you did at home while you were doing your line memorization and stuff is totally, you know, thrown in the garbage when you meet everybody, because everybody's got different ideas and different intentions than what you thought they might have. So come inside and watch us do this reading together.
You did what? Flag on the play, flag on the play, okay? A trinket chose, but a pimp never proposed.
Shut up, man. Look, I just gave it a box. The ring wasn't in it.
Oh, okay. Now, I think that's a real pimpalicious move right there. Trick the freak to get the treats. Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's a page out of my playbook. Did it work?
Nope.
Yeah, I can tell you that. That's why I took it out of my book.
Sharon Wilson.
Well, Will Hamilton.
Hi, beautiful. Long time no see. Can a brother who's been away for 6 years get a hug?
Sure. It's so good to see you.
Sharon, you've given us more than we can take. You know, there's too much conversation to be had. You spoke about, you know.
We'll do this again.
We've got to.
Maybe a symposium.
I mean, before the sequel comes out, we've got to talk. You know, we've got to see like how people ended in part 1, going to part 2, and then start putting this film into life motion. Yeah, we got to.
You know, I think also, you know, what happens is, you know, we have the day and age, the digital age of social media. So people carry their lives lives to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and they look and you can see that people are searching for answers outside of their homes because you put so much of your business on social media. Unfortunately, sometimes you don't get what you want out of it, or people create an image for themselves that's not real. So I think what has happened with just the digital age of social media is the reality of what people face is being taken away.
So look, Studio 11 Films, it's got a lot coming up. We're looking forward to you really shining there. You have our full support.
Thank you.
You know, we've got your support. We know we do because we're family now.
That's right,
you know,
that's right.
We're going to be following the stage play wherever they go, and you never know, we might be in New York. We could do it.
Hey,
we could do it. We want to see it.
22nd.
So do you have a main place where it's like big, where you've got, you know, the biggest crowd, the biggest, you know, market audience? Where is that? That's where we should go.
You know what? Houston is going to be coming up, I believe, in March. That'll be pretty big. Jecaryous is actually from Houston, Texas, so I think he's going to get a tremendous amount of love in Houston, Texas. So I know for sure that that's coming up. Philly, we haven't been to Philly. We haven't been to any of the Florida markets, so we'll be going there. Yeah, it's quite a few markets that we have not been to. And
Houston's sounding good, though.
I think Houston's going to be pretty big. Yeah, we opened up.
Everything's big in Texas, so you know, the play is going to blow up.
Watch some NeoSoul. Ladies and gents, welcome to the show. If you ain't into poetry, I think it's time to go. We got a lot of lyricists that you see on the show. Yeah. Whenever they get finished, you gonna be wanting some love. So